All right, good evening, late afternoon, good evening. Superkickin with Stephen Fans, your favorite two hosts right here. Greg is back live from an unknown location. I don't want to give it away so the ladies don't come running to you, Greg, but glad to have you back. We're going to go live tomorrow to kind of catch up on all the news and notes of the week and all the AEW stuff. I definitely want to talk up the Trios title that they've just created and how there was really no fanfare for it. But we'll get into that tomorrow. Maybe who should be our prediction for the first champions of that. This tonight, Greg, first ever pay-per-view without Vince McMahon at the helm. I still don't think we'll see anything too out there. I think it's going to take time before we see the changes, maybe that we think should be coming. This is all going to be Triple H's baby. The reports are out there. Oh, he'll make a splash if he can, but he's not going to do something just to do it, just to say, oh, this is a Triple H production. And we, of course, could delve more into that tomorrow. I think we want to kind of keep it light today on that end, Greg, but still interesting to note that this is officially, Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan, co-CEO, Triple H Creative Control pay-per-view. So I think we should just get into the predictions. So first off, Greg, we could say no Seth Rollins and no Matt Riddle match. I don't know why the postponement of that, unless Riddle is officially hurt. It sounded more storyline, but do you think we just end up seeing that Monday night?
Could be. Usually that's kind of what happens. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we get that match tomorrow night. And, they have some, haphazard excuse to get it over. It'll probably bring it up tonight, matter of fact. So,
yeah,
just to get a tease out for tomorrow.
Event Monday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely worth the main event. So, give them that time they would have got tonight and, let them kill it.
You could almost give them a little more time, maybe, I don't know. But, they were playing up some big injury that happened Monday. Maybe playing it out on this next Monday could really, maybe that could be Triple H's, big splash somehow. So, everybody was running with the idea that, Seth is just going to get a match, but the fact that they said it's postponed means Seth Rollins is not on the card tonight. Could he come out? Maybe that could be Triple H's kind of play into, like, could you have Seth Rollins come out and hijack the show? Sure, and have an unannounced opponent. But do we need to do that again with Seth? Probably not. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get into this match. Mysterio's against Finn Balor and Damian Priest of the Judgment Day. No DQ. I guess the first thing is, Greg, who wins, and does Edge make an appearance?
I'm taking Judgment Day because I think this is going to be the night where Dominic turns on Rey.
Okay.
So there's my my hot take for tonight. SummerSlam is usually big for one or two surprises. Look at last year. So I think this could be the first of possibly two. Can't say three. There's one rattling around in my head. I'll tell you at the end that there's a rumor going around. And
are you throwing Bray Wyatt in the mix?
Yep. You saw that too, huh?
It's going to be out there till he shows up somewhere, right? There's no other way around it.
Well, yeah, I saw something tonight, or what was it, yesterday, from what is a usually reputable publication that says, confirm, Bray Wyatt's going to be the next challenger for Roman Reigns. So, but, those were the same ones to say confirmed Brock Lesnar will never be seen again. So,
and confirm that Max Dupree was never going to be back on SmackDown, and he showed up last night. So
Right.
uh,
So, and
and
they
then
better have brought him back,
you did
bastards.
have the dumb people too that were like, there was some in the graphic, there was a stripe that was red and black, and it just played real quick, and they're like, oh, that's the Fiend coming back. I'm like, okay, like in whatever promo, like the trailer, but I'm like, okay, anyway. So yeah, I think the Judgment Day isn't a bad pit, and I think I gotta go with you. Like, I think Dominic has to turn eventually. Now, is it too soon from 2 weeks ago when he almost turned? Probably, but at the same time, I think we both said it. You need him to be separate from Ray sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And I think Edge does. Oh, sorry, I never let you answer. I think Edge makes an appearance tonight. So
It would make sense, and this is a big enough stage for that to happen. So I don't know. I don't know if you have two of those things happening in the same match. So if I was to put money on which do I think is going to happen, I'm going to go with Ray turning on, or Dominic turning on Ray and joining Judgment Day. So,
yeah,
but
yeah. I
Edge's
mean,
return is very feasible.
then again, you do the after SummerSlam. You know, do you make that more of a almost a new direction? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
could that be official? Triple H's official baby? Because you know we had stuff leading up to this, so I can't imagine. You know, he wasn't going to pull Vince McMahon and rip up the show and be like, okay, we're starting from scratch for SummerSlam. So we already had a pretty good direction. So
Yeah.
maybe Edge coming back then could happen. I feel like either Ray gets taken out or something. I feel like that's why I see Edge coming at the end of the match. I still think Judgment Day winning probably needs to happen. Dominic doesn't need to win with his dad right now, so I'll agree with you. And like I said, I think Edge coming out at the end of this match is the thing to do. How about this one? This is probably the one to kind of keep an eye on because Pat McAfee always puts on a good show. Corbin is going to sell the hell out of it. I'm going to go McAfee, Greg, because Corbin keeps getting the upper hand. And, McAfee laid down to Vince at WrestleMania. So I think McAfee's due something. So I think McAfee picks up the win here.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That Corbin has been getting the advantage, with the sneak attacks and, the hit and runs and stuff like that. So, this should be the comeuppance for McAfee and, the good guy finally getting over. And the place is going to blow up when, he gets that pinfall because Corbin, you got to give him credit. He's been doing a great job at being the annoying heel that everybody wants to see. Right. So, we all will tune in and see him get his comeuppance. So I think this is it right here. McAfee gets his hand raised.
Which he just did to you. What he did last time, what I did to you, started to talk over you. So I apologize on that end, but it was, man, I was just like, oh my God. Like even I was like, okay, surely he's got to tone down eventually. Like they're trying to do the read for the SummerSlam matches and you just have Corbin in the background yelling. But I think Corbin could get the win back at some like SmackDown. You just have, you have him call out and, maybe it's a unsanctioned match or something like that. So McAfee loses, but it doesn't really matter. So, next up, how about this one? I keep going back and forth. What do you got, Greg?
I think this is finally going to be the coronation of the Street Profits, especially after the last match. And, the way it ended, we got a 5-star banger with that match. I mean, you figured the Usos were going to win, but the way that match was going, it took you on that roller coaster. And he had you doubting, like, yeah, this could be it right here. The Street Profits could get it. And it was that close. And, it had us all believing and thinking that it could happen. And just the way they built it up since then. And I think this is it right here. Street Profits going to get that win.
Zayn make an appearance?
We haven't seen Sammy in a little bit. So
that's what I was wondering. I feel like do you think they've just eased off that completely with Triple H kind of holding the cards now?
Yeah. just because he's been so quiet, it would make more sense that he would just unexpectedly show up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm kind of feeling that they're going to get a clean win, aside from, maybe Paul
I
doing
was gonna
something
say, does
sneaky.
Jarrett maybe try to do a quick count just because the Usos keep getting over on him?
Yeah, that's right. Forget about the Jeff Jarrett factor. So maybe he thwarts
How could you
one of the
forget Jeff Jarrett involvement in this, Greg? Jeez.
I know JARR. Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking the profits in the upset, and taking that gold. So yeah.
They have to get it tonight. I think, because like we've talked about, could you push it off to Cardiff? You could, but I don't think it would have the same pop there. And
Yeah.
then you got Extreme Rules, and I don't know if I wonder if I guess I need to see the date of Extreme Rules. Maybe that's later in September, which wouldn't be as big a deal. If it's in October, that's another month and a half, and I just don't know if you can keep pushing it. So yeah, I think it's got to be all the profits tonight, and Jeff Jarrett. Maybe I almost do the whole Jeff Jarrett's knocked out, Sami Zayn comes down, but he has to count for he has to pull off the count for the Street Profits, and then that gets him completely out of the bloodline and kind of pushes him somewhere else. Where? I don't know, Greg, but I'll probably still push for my Sami Zayn KO tag team champion idea that, man, I think would be a lot of fun. So we are both in agreement. Street Profits for the win there. Next up, how about this one? Good old Logan Paul, Miz. I think this has to be the Miz. I think Logan Paul puts on a good showing. The Miz wins by some cheap tactic. And, maybe on a Raw episode, Logan Paul gets the win or Ciampa gets involved. But this probably has to be, I think the Miz needs to pick up the win here. How about you, Greg?
I don't know, for the same reasons that we picked the I think the Profits or not the Profits, the first match.
Mm-hmm.
The Miz has been getting the upper hand in all the confrontations.
We might have lost Greg there. To see if he comes back. The connection in his undisclosed location might not be the best. I would love to hear what he has to say. Hopefully he comes back. But it sounds like he's going to go Logan Paul in that regard. If I got him, maybe I'll remove him and he can come back. Going to try this way. Let's see. Greg, you there? All right, you can follow us at oh yeah, he had to completely remove. That's okay. But don't forget to follow us at Superkickin with Steven on Facebook. Hope you're watching here live in our SmackDown or our SummerSlam show. I will move ahead for now because this is the one Theory, man. I don't know who he pissed off in the back, but you talk about getting the shaft everywhere. I mean, he's feuding with everybody. He's just getting completely sold out by everybody. I do wonder if maybe they're pushing him back, pulling him back and kind of reset him. And this is probably all Bobby Lashley. I think it should be a quick match for Lashley to kind of pick up the win and then let Lashley roll, with the United States title until otherwise. I don't know who's going to take it off him, but it is interesting to kind of see how Theory's been positioned ever since Vince has stepped away as head of creative, all the control he had. So I'm going with Theory, or I'm going with Bobby Lashley there. And hopefully we will get Greg back to come back there and give us his thoughts on that. I'll kind of keep plugging along while we're waiting and keep giving you the predictions I have. Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. And Becky has been crazy, going down that spiral. And unfortunately, I think the spiral continues tonight. It just goes down even further. If I was booking this, I probably would have Bianca Belair win by like 26 seconds or something like that. The whole same way Becky won. And then I think Bayley needs to show up some capacity tonight. It's really, where's Bayley at? I saw on Instagram she's posted from somewhere. I did not get I need the geo tag on that so we can figure out if she's actually in Nashville or close by it, because we're not sure where she's been lately, but she definitely needs to make a appearance tonight. I'll see if I need to send Greg the link again just to help him get back here. But this probably should be all about Bianca Belair picking up a win tonight. And like I said, I think I almost do it in quick fashion if we can. So next up, the other side of the coin, we got SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. This probably needs to be Liv Morgan obviously winning. And then I think we need Ronda to heel turn. You saw like a sliver of it last night, calling out the fan that randomly told her to shut up. We got Greg back in another location. Look at him; he's all over the place.
That's right. I like the Travelocity gnome over here.
There you go. You definitely look because it's like literally just your head, like on it there.
There we go.
It looked kind of funny. It was just your head. I was going to let you get back, Greg. I thought you were going with Logan Paul picking up the win. Is that where you were going?
Yep, you're right. I think just because Miz has been getting the advantage every time around on the mic and with the sneak attacks, Ciampa getting involved, the beatdowns, that this is probably going to be, this is probably going to be where Logan gets the shows off. What he's learned, what he's been practicing, whatever, and show us that he's actually going to be a legit wrestler. So I'm going to say he finds some way to win.
Yeah. And how about Maurice with her purse the other night? It just looked like a certain male genitalia, as she said. I thought that purse was hilarious when she brought that out. And then
that purse was low-hanging fruit and nobody took it. I was surprised at that.
Nothing beats her just explaining how big testicles should be as well, which I don't know if we all went home that night and tried to measure just to make sure we were all good, but I was like, man, Maurice. How about this one, Greg? So I was I don't know if I think you were off, but I kind of mentioned, I think this should be all Bobby Lashley. And I said, man, I feel bad for Theory. Vince McMahon's gone, and look what happened to Theory. Do we think that maybe Theory is just going to get kind of reset, Greg? Because that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, what makes sense, but Theory's red hot, though. I mean, the guy, like we said,
he's not winning the U.S. title, though, right?
No. Yeah. No. He's going to be a little too preoccupied with the briefcase. But like we've been saying, almost every show, the guy has been killing everything he does. All his matches have been awesome. His character has been amazing, and the way he does it, it's just so authentic, and you believe it.
I guess everything he does. The win by DQ.
I don't even see that happening.
Yeah.
I think Bobby retains nice and clean.
Yes.
Maybe somebody comes out to distract Theory. I mean, Ziggler's been lurking, so
and we still don't know maybe what that's all about.
Right. So I got Bobby all the way, but as far as a reset for Theory, I don't know if you want to reset him that much because of how great the guy's been doing. So, keep him on the trajectory he's on. You can still use the Vince angle, when they were doing the Who's Your Daddy?
Yeah.
The place was going bananas.
That's going to be chanted at some point tonight.
Right. So, keep that and
Yeah.
keep playing up that, I'm the chosen one, blah, blah, blah. And let him run with it because he's been scoring touchdowns every time.
But now he's going to really prove it without Vince back there. So,
yeah.
This side of the fence, I kind of went with Bianca, Greg. I think she should win quick, kind of like Becky did. I think that would completely, finish the story. And I want Bailey out there. I want Bailey at some point. I think Bailey makes more sense here. Yeah, we kind of visited Bailey and Bianca before, but I think you could keep it going again. And then I would also give you the Becky Lynch, the Becky Lynch Seth Rollins meltdown, where now they almost would be working well as a pair, Greg. Before we had them against Lacey and Corbin, and everybody hated it, but I kind of liked it because I was like, well, they just got married, they get to work together, and they're champions. But the way that their characters are now, it almost work even better just with the way they're going. But I'd really like Bianca to kind of win in 26 seconds, 25 seconds, and Bailey makes a surprise appearance, just kind of calling out Bianca Belair at the end of this match. How about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, that would be the perfect way to bring it full circle. But just a win brings it full circle. So,
yeah,
I wasn't ready this time. I am ready. Wasn't ready the first time. Now I'm ready. And, now you're going to get this work, and, it doesn't have to be 26 seconds. It could be a 5-minute match, the way McIntyre had with Lesnar. And it still had the same effect. She could still brag on it. I beat Becky Lynch in 5 minutes, blah, blah, blah. And, put that to good use. So,
because you still have Becky who could play her in just falling apart too.
Yeah.
Maybe she pulls a Seth and she just shows up Monday night looking. Remember when Seth looked like he just his hair was all disheveled. I think he had half his button-up shirt. So I think you could maybe have Becky play up that. Maybe she shows up, as looking as disheveled as possible. Not like bum-ass Corbin, but bum-ass Becky. So.
Well, they have her doing that Fifth Element gimmick right now, so
that's what
she's not far off from it.
Full-time confession: I've never seen that movie. Never.
No, really? Not seen the Fifth Element?
I couldn't even all I know is Bruce Willis is in it and some redhead chick. Is that Uma Thurman?
No, it's not Uma Thurman.
Okay.
It's a,
that even.
But it's.
Did she even? Did that woman ever become anything? I thought. Was she in anything else? Whoever.
No, I think that was her claim to fame right there. But that movie is a cult classic. It's epic. You got to watch it. I mean, those performances were amazing. So, a more apocalyptic version of Demolition Man. If you've seen that.
Oh, Mila Djokovic. She was Resident Evil.
That's it. That's it. You're right.
Okay. So she kind of did do some stuff.
So young Mila.
yeah.
Young Mila before Resident Evil.
Chris Tucker. Okay, yeah. So some big names at the time. All right.
Yeah.
But
you definitely got to watch it. And then those outfits Becky's been wearing, it's going to make a whole lot more sense.
To that, yeah. All right. How about the other side of things? I brought up this should be all Liv, and I think Ronda needs to go heel. Obviously, Ronda kind of went heel on that fan last night. Somebody told her to shut up, and she told him to shut up, and your mom failed you. So I think Ronda needs to go. I think Liv needs to win. You have maybe Ronda go to shake her hand and just sucker punches her or something, and then you just move on from there. And yes, will they have another match probably, but I think with defined roles, you could really let Liv build up, herself as a face. So I'm going for Liv for the win, Greg, and then Ronda to turn in this match. That's why I don't think Bailey makes sense here, because I think this should still be about Ronda doing something. So how about yourself?
Yeah, I knew you were going to pick Liv, and I'm waiting for Liv.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely on, not even on the fence. I've been on the opposite side, the anti-Liv side.
You're on the hashtag justice for Liv. No
exactly.
Justice for Liv. No.
Right, and just to think that now she's going to be able to beat Ronda when Ronda used to smoke her on the regular.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. And now, if they go out and they throw down a banger, not even to be 5 stars, it'd be 4 stars, and just kill it, and Liv wins. Maybe I'll see that thing and like, okay, here we go. This is what Stephen A has been talking about all this
And maybe
time.
Ronda wants to be that woman that really pushes the upcoming women too. I think Ronda wants to be in that role, because she's been on top. I think Ronda kind of got what she wanted out of her big run. So I wonder if it's the okay, now I'm going to pay the dues part type deal.
I get it. I still don't see how she's going to lose this match though, because there is an ocean of difference between these two right now. So unless Liv opens up a can that we've never seen before, I still don't see how she's going to win. So I'm taking Ronda, and definitely the heel turn. And maybe that's why she wins, because she pulls a dirty trick, and that would make more sense to further the rivalry and give Liv that even more of an uphill climb, and get a bigger payoff, maybe at the end of the year. But I don't see it with Liv yet.
Will Liv ever get out of the underdog role, even as champion?
Like, can she become a boss? Can she change herself the way Becky did, becoming the man? So, if she can pull something like that,
and that's why she needs a defined heel, I think, in a way to go that way. I don't think Bayley coming back would help as much. That's why, so yeah. I do think, and I said all along, if she has a short run, she has a short run. Like, it won't surprise me, but I'm kind of wondering if Ronda is in that, hey, I'm just going to go out there and do what I can to put over women. She's got the baby at home. Well, I think she takes the baby on the road, but, motherhood takes precedence sometimes. So, Does Bayley make an appearance?
Team Ronda until now.
Does Bayley make an appearance at all on SummerSlam, Greg? Did you say she would make an appearance in the last match?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Just, it's been enough time.
Yeah.
Spoken like a person who's never suffered an ACL injury. But she's been gone a very long time, probably close to a year, if not a year already. So this would be about that time. It's a big enough stage to do it, where, she'd get that that pop that Becky got last year. So I can definitely see it happen, especially if Ronda wins. And then you have another, legit contender coming out of the ether to challenge.
I don't know if we've done Bayley Ronda yet, have we?
We have not. We have not seen that at all.
Even though.
So there you go.
Yeah. I know Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte have all got her. I don't know if we've got Bayley Ronda, but yeah, we could.
So, and it would make sense, Ronda goes out and.
Would you keep Ronda face though? In that, I feel like Ronda would still be the face. No,
I think Ronda wins. She turns heel, and after she vanquishes Liv, she takes the mic and does a legit heel promo. I've beaten everybody. I've destroyed everybody. I'm the best. And then Bayley comes out unexpectedly, the same way Becky did last year.
Yeah.
And then you have your ooh ah moment. So, that would be epic, and that's the type of moment you're looking for with this pay-per-view.
That's what they keep saying. What will Triple H's fingerprints be on? Because right now it's hard telling. But.
Right, because Liv versus Bayley doesn't, that's not going to get you on the edge of your seat. But Bayley against Ronda, yeah.
And there we go. We're at the end of the night. Last match ever. I think this has to happen, the last match between these two. It's gone on long enough. Everything has been told there. I still wonder if Brock will be around after this. Vince was his right-hand man. I don't know what kind of beef, I don't think him and Triple H have necessarily beef, Greg, but does Brock want to deal with Triple H, in a regard?
Right.
Or Stephanie, or Nick Khan, Vince was his guy. I think, I still think there was some element of truth to maybe him being pissed off at that SmackDown. Yes, he came back and did the job, or maybe he never left, but I don't know. I still think there was a little bit of like, oh my God, like, I mean, you would think Vince would tell everybody beforehand, but who's no? Vince is a pretty weird guy. So, um, all Roman on this one, Greg. I don't see any doubt in my mind this should be Roman. Because, like I said all along, we got to get Roman and Drew at Cardiff, Clash at the Castle. So I hope they pull out some of the last man standing. It kind of sucks because I hate when they start to count like, one suplex and they start to count. Like, hopefully the ref gives it a little bit of time to breathe. I think we'll probably get some announce tables and chairs out, but you hope that they maybe get some different tools, Greg, but I don't see anything groundbreaking in this match. And I just think Roman Reigns wins. And I mean, we go off the air, Roman Reigns standing tall. I mean, that's why you may want the street or the Usos to win. So you have that last shot of all the gold, but I think this is all Roman right here. Outdoor stadium, so he'll get all the pyro at the end. Brock will get some pyro for his entrance, but Roman Reigns, with some sort of win here, Greg. And then we're off and running to the first European pay-per-view in 30 years. So I think that was going to be fun to watch, though, with the crowd and having that environment there. And that will fully, that will have Triple H's hidden prints all over it. I think, like we said, I think it's really a new era starting Monday. Even if it doesn't look different, I think we might see things start to turn that way. So, how about you, Greg? Are you going for your boy, Brock? He's your guy. He's your guy.
I hate this match. I hate this match because they're turning Brock into Goldberg, and he does not deserve that. Brock can bring it, and he can bring it for a good 20, 30-minute match and make it look brilliant. So I'm trying to look at ways that Brock should win, because in my eyes he should win.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at it from the Vince McMahon storyline, it makes total sense that he's a Vince McMahon guy and doesn't want to be a part of it anymore. Why? Because every time he rolls into the building, Vince gives a big bag of cash and goes, all right, the crowd's that way. And with Triple H, maybe it's not going to be the same way. I mean, I don't know, Triple H is going to give him as big a bag as Vince gave him just to show up. And so if he's not going to do that, it would make sense that Brock looked at the situation and goes, okay, I'm out of here.
And Brock's really the last guy of that era, if you think about it. Like, we have Edge, but I think Edge and Brock are two different types of characters in the Edge is not on Brock's level. Like, you got to
exactly.
We've legit had Undertaker retire, Triple H retire. I mean, Brock is that last guy.
Yeah, and Brock sells tickets. Yeah. Edge, for as great as he is, doesn't sell those tickets.
Yeah.
We come to see Brock because Brock's a special attraction.
Mm-hmm.
And and we give Triple H credit for being a great mind for the business, great businessman. So it would be ridiculous of him just to look at the commodity he has with Brock and go, okay, we don't need you anymore. I'm not going to give you a giant bag just to show up the way Vince did.
Do you give a giant bag to The Rock to show up tonight, though?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I think the Survivor Series is going to be the perfect place, because then you're going to have like a 4-month build to WrestleMania, 4.5 month build. That's really all you need. You don't need another.
And The Rock is debut at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is it'd be awesome if this was like a 20th anniversary of that, or I think we've already had that, though. It's definitely 20. It might be even pushing 30. Well, I guess that'd be 94 or 96. So 94, 95, 96. So we're not
here. Sorry,
go ahead.
I'm gonna give you an angle that we haven't considered yet.
Okay.
Say Brock wins.
Okay.
Brock goes to Cardiff to face who? Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
Drew McIntyre, who beat Brock to win the championship during the COVID era.
Huh.
So now Brock has an axe to grind with McIntyre. He wants to get that win back. And now Drew has a chance to do the same thing, beat Brock, but this time in front of a live audience and hold the title up and get his flowers. So,
Because
there
Drew
is,
deserves that moment, right? I mean, we both are in agreement on that.
yeah. And we've been waiting for a moment to give him where he gets that. So, he did it to Brock in the empty arena era, and now he can do it in a full mega stadium in his home country.
And
And
if you don't have Roman, if you have Roman lose tonight, technically you could say he hasn't still been pinned, right? Because the last man standing,
right,
there's no
you can't
pin.
answer the 10 count.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes perfect sense. And Roman's been wanting to spend some time, more time off TV.
Yeah.
And
Does he want to fly across the ocean to wrestle in Cardiff is the question, I guess.
right, and you can always heat him up, have him regain the championship whenever, and set up this match with The Rock. So, just from the sense of Drew and Brock being a lot fresher and more impactful, because as awesome as Roman Reigns is, Brock still, his star is still brighter than Roman's. So I think it would be a bigger moment, not by much, but Drew beating either one of these guys is going to be a huge, one shining moment type of minute.
I mean, Drew has to win that Clash at the Castle, doesn't he? I can't figure out any way that I don't know. It would just be horrible to, have all this build up and, not give him, like you said, the flowers there when he's earned it. And he hasn't had that moment yet. So.
Right. So for this, just because I'm a Brock guy, I'm going to stay a Brock guy and hoping they don't Goldberg him and, have him lose in 5 minutes, because Brock is so much more capable of that. Yeah. We can have a 10-star banger between these two and have Brock win the match, and it still doesn't ruin the storyline with Roman and the bloodline. It brings Brock back up to where Brock should be. He's an alpha male everywhere he goes, and but he can't be taking all these consecutive L's. So they got to give him his at some point. He's not going to start wrestling the mid card and racking up wins that way. So they got to go with something. So just for those reasons on the outside, I'm going to say Brock's going to win. Now, the bigger question is cash in or no cash in?
You know what? I'm going to just say it, Greg. I think Austin Theory fails to cash in. I really think they're going to totally reset him. I mean, he's eaten so many L's lately, and he's feuding with everybody. I mean, I think it's going to be a rough night for Theory tonight. So I will say, I think he tries to cash in the middle of the match. So I don't know if he'll be involved in the pin. Well, that could be it too. Could they use him to eat the last? Does he get counted out somehow? But I think he loses his briefcase tonight, Greg. I really do. Well, yeah, I do. I mean, it's dumb because they keep throwing it at us, so you think they won't. But the fact that they're just, the last few weeks for him have looked like they, I just wonder if Triple H is rethinking what he wants to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
But
think?
you know what it smells like, though? Rock, Austin, and Jericho. Yeah. Who picked Jericho to win that match?
Nobody did. That's true.
Nobody.
Because the Jericho beat The Rock right first, and then beat Stone Cold in the same, two in the same night.
Right, and this is kind of the same scenario where you have these two going head to head, and then Austin on the periphery, and he can swoop in and cause havoc anytime he wants. Mm-hmm. And nobody, they've been threatening it, but does anybody really think he's going to leave tonight with that belt? No. So when is the best time to do it? Tonight.
Yeah.
And I don't put it above Triple H to go ahead
That could
and
be a
crown him.
fingerprints. Yeah.
Right. And then give him the, the NXT treatment like he did with, Ciampa or Gargano or Balor, and have the, well, in theory, he's not really a little guy, but, the underdog, the most unexpected piece of the puzzle, carry the championship, maybe not for a long time, but for a good time. And, really put Theory on the top level with the other main eventers.
I guess that's the thing too. Do you think people would give Triple H credit for that if he cashes in tonight, or would they? I think some people would be like, "Oh, see, Vince still has his ear." Like that's the weird thing about it. What do you? Which direction do you think it would go?
If Theory wins,
if Theory cashes in and wins, I still think some people will be like, "Oh, see, Vince is still in control."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it would make sense, but it would be a Triple H move to have Theory win this match, through by hook or crook, and then build off that, because that's what he did with NXT. And I think we're going to see more NXT elements moving forward if he truly is the head of creative, and he's got the pen or the pencil in his hand, and more importantly, the eraser in his hand. So, you know how much he loves his NXT guys.
There was talk that he wants to get that back to the black and gold brand, which we could delve more into tomorrow. I guess too, Greg, just looking ahead to WrestleMania, is Rock Roman, do you think still penciled in as that main event that should be there for, let's say, Sunday night? Because I don't see it, I don't know what will, it has to be night 2.
Yeah.
If they're going to do it. Do you think that's still penciled in?
Absolutely. That's the no-brainer. LA, the head of the table against The Rock, and that's going to come out during, the promos that are going to be amazing. The real head of the table with The Rock sitting there.
That's why I'd almost start The Rock Roman build now. I mean, I know it's still far away, but I still think you could build it here and there.
Yeah.
And
you could.
And long-term storytelling sometimes is better for the bigger matches, I think. Just you don't. Yeah. I don't think you'll rush it through, but Survivor Series or Rumble, don't necessarily rush it through, Greg. But if you give it a little bit of time now, and maybe you get away from it, and then it shows back up too. We don't necessarily need it to start. It could just be a tease, like, oh, is Rock really going after Roman, or maybe we do see this, but
yeah. And it just could be more Rock exposure, like him doing the an intro for a football game, or just some reference to him.
Because XFL starts next season, doesn't it? Or
right.
Is that 2024?
I think that's next season.
It has to be, because they've really been pumping it up. I thought they were having tryouts and whatnot for it. So, yeah. I think WrestleMania will be interesting to see what Triple H really does there, right? I mean, because like we've said, we've always relied on the part-time, not relied on, but it's gone away more recently, I think. But you've always looked at part-time guys, Greg, or so, like, will there be a big celebrity? Like Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, like, will that still be a thing, or was that more a Vince thing? Triple H has got, like, this is where it sucks. I think me and Quiggs last week, who is part of the Just a Bit Outside podcast for baseball, we were saying this is where I think WWE needs an off season. Like, even if you had a month off and you have Triple H meeting with Paul Heyman, meeting with wrestlers, meeting with, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee and Jimmy Smith, Byron Saxton and Corey Graves, and really having, almost like exit interviews in a way, but also looking at where to go. The whole, And that's where it sucks. Even a month, even a few weeks off, like some sort of off season, so like things could legit start fresh, and or not necessarily start fresh, but like maybe reset things and maybe
Yeah,
rewrite some things. I mean, this has all been done on the fly for Triple H. You're
true.
probably right. He's probably got a pencil. He doesn't have a black Sharpie for any of this right now.
Yeah.
But
And I think that's a great idea. Just have it, the way they do it at the end of the year when they do the, tribute to the troops and give the guys, a couple weeks off. Just
tape
do
some
some
shows
best
for
of
December.
shows.
Yeah.
Right.
and,
And,
and get them
then come
Christmas
back.
to like January 1st, like the first week
Yeah.
of maybe the first full week of January, like the month of
Right.
December. Like we don't need TLC there. Like give us
Yeah.
Survivor Series and that on, and have that mean something. That's what I hope, Greg. I know we can write tomorrow. Like, what are our hopes for Triple H? Like, give us some meaning to Survivor Series, because I couldn't tell you the last time it meant something.
Yeah.
So hopefully Triple H kind of sits back and thinks, how can he make that, something more? Have legit stakes. You SmackDown lost, they have to forfeit a draft pick, or they have to give up somebody. Not just oh look, you won, and then you move on. Like the year NXT won, it meant nothing. It was like cool to
Right.
see NXT swept the show, or they lost like one match or something weird like that, and then nothing ever. But so anyways, I think tomorrow we'll have our maybe we'll have to limit it, Greg. I don't want us talking forever about ways Triple H should step in. Maybe we'll do a top 3 wish list or something like that. But
Yeah.
I think that'll be interesting to kind of see where his fingerprints end up, or his paw prints. If he's really, it sounds like NXT, he might really be like, okay, we need to rethink that. But
Yeah.
so, anyways, but all right, well, that is all I got, Greg. Because like I said, I kind of wanted us to get in and out tonight, just with things going on, and I'm going to be watching it. I think they're showing at Dave and Buster's tonight, is what I heard. I'm not going there,
Nice.
but I thought that'd be kind of cool to see it. That makes you think of the old Hooters days. They showed out Hooters or B Dubs.
Yeah.
So, that'd be kind of cool to watch it at. Dave and Buster's are still. I still like to do the movie theater. I think that'd be cool to watch a pay-per-view. All Out might be in the theaters, I think. So that'd be
Yep.
a cool. And I do have to show off. Yes, I am officially in all Cody Rhodes wear. Look at that.
Nice.
There it is. Kind of see it.
Look at there, the whole
So,
gear. Okay.
Chalkline Official. That is my plug for the day, Greg. If you've ever been on Chalkline Apparel, oh my God, comfiest pair of shorts I've ever owned.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, nice mesh, gym shorts, but I still feel like they're, nice enough to wear out if I'm going anywhere. But yeah, hat, shirt, and I still owe you, so you gotta send me your address soon, and we'll get on that. I'm not meaning to put it off, so we'll get.
That's all right.
I'll get you your
Hey,
address.
tonight's a good night to buy it because pay-per-views,
Oh,
everything's
I'm
gonna
sure
be
they'll
half
have
off
some
anyway.
weird, yeah, 20% off championship titles, which really means nothing. So,
Right.
you can get a mini title. So, anyways, but all right. Well, enjoy. You can disclose where you're at, Greg, if you'd like. You don't have to say location, but you can tell people what you're doing in case they're wondering why the hell you're outside now and you're not homeless, right? Oh, we lost him again. So, on that note, I think we will end it. I'll give him a minute to try to jump back. Greg is going to rock out at the Hailstorm concert tonight. That is why he's there officially at the venue. And he'll be rocking out tomorrow night. But we will be back tomorrow night for your viewing pleasure. Next week, we are completely out. I am completely booked. And I will go on the Facebook page to show you where I'm at, because I don't want to tell you right now. But I hope you enjoy SummerSlam tonight, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow night live at 6 p.m. So see you tomorrow.